Yeah, are we able to call one more witness before a break, or is it short?
It's short, Your Honor.
Billy Brown short?
Yes, sir.
Okay, call your next witness.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. The state would next call Detective Lane.
I think the jury likes my jokes. Members of the jury, we'll take a break after this next witness, but then we'll finish up our afternoon together. Good afternoon, ma'am. Watch yourself as you come forward. Need a glass of water, let us know. We'll do our best to accommodate you. If there is an objection made, just pause before you answer the question. Let me rule on the objection before we go forward from there. With that said, state you may quite ready.
Please introduce yourself to the jury.
Detective C.M. Lane, ID 73308, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, Robbery and Violent Crimes Unit.
How long have you been with the Robbery Crimes Unit?
About 8 months.
And prior to that, what was your assignment with JSO?
Major case crime scene detective.
And how many years total have you been with JSO?
13.
And drawing your attention back to 2019, were you within the crime scene unit?
I was.
And were you asked to assist with collecting some items at a residence off of India Avenue?
I was.
And I believe specifically that was 7824 India Avenue?
Correct.
Is that here in Duval County, Florida?
It is.
And were you asked to collect some items in a bedroom involving some parsley and dong quai?
I was.
And did you take photographs of the location that you went to?
I did.
Just real briefly, ma'am, there aren't many. So I'm showing you State's Evidence 18A. Is this the location that you went to, ma'am?
It is.
Okay. And were you directed to the bedroom of 2 juveniles in State's 18B?
Yes, I was.
And is this a picture of how you observed it when you arrived?
It is.
Okay. And then were some items picked up so you could actually get to the closet area in 18C?
Yes.
Okay. And were you directed specifically to the item in the Adidas shoebox?
I was.
And do you take photographs as is, and then do you open that shoebox?
Yes, it was photographed in place as it was found and then opened and the contents photographed.
And in State's 18G, is this how you observe the contents upon opening that shoebox?
It is.
Now, did you collect the items of parsley and dong quai in 18H?
I did.
And I'm going to fast forward. And are these just some tissue paper and a foot locker and I think then a portion of a shoe tag?
Correct.
Fair to say that was also in the box?
Yes.
Now, in State's 18J, what is the purpose of this photograph, Detective Lane?
That is to demonstrate the contents of that particular bottle, and that is to indicate that there were 28 of those capsules located inside of that bottle.
And is that your handwriting, ma'am?
It is.
Then in State's 18K, did you do the same thing that you had just described?
I did.
And how many pills did you find within the parsley bottle?
36 capsules inside that bottle.
Fair to say that the total quantity with that associated with that bottle would have been 100 based upon the packaging?
That is correct.
I think we can clearly see it in that one. We'll have to look at the dong quai a little bit differently. Now, did you actually collect those two? You said you collected those items, correct? Now, do you enter them into the property room separately from the pills separate from the bottle?
Yes.
Do you recall which day you actually went to India Avenue?
I don't. I would have to reference my report.
Would that help refresh your recollection?
It would.
I'm showing you a copy of your report. You take a moment, look at it to yourself,
Yes,
see if that helps refresh your recollection.
it does. And for the previous question, it was on April 2nd of 2019.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now I'm showing some items that's already been marked into evidence. I'm showing you first state's evidence 50. Do you recognize it?
I do.
And how do you recognize it?
This is the bottle that I collected, photographed, packaged, and submitted into evidence.
And could you show the jury what we're looking at, please, ma'am? And again, is that just then the bottle that does not contain the actual pills?
That is correct. The capsules were removed.
And is there a quantity that's associated on that bottle?
It is. It says there are 100 capsules inside.
And then do you recognize state's evidence 48?
I do. This is the second bottle that was collected with a stated quantity of 100, photographed, packaged, and submitted into evidence by me.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I'm showing you state's evidence 50. Just take a moment and look at it.
Yes,
And do you recognize state's evidence 50?
I do.
And can you tell us what we're looking at?
These are capsules that were removed from the previously stated bottle and entered into evidence separately.
Now we see, and additionally from your photograph that we just looked at, Detective Lane, we see a receipt. What is that receipt for?
That is the receipt that is placed in the package when entered into evidence that gives the weight of the drug.
And is that the, I believe the 36 was associated with Don Quay? That was,
Yes,
okay. And obviously we got your photograph just to make sure too, don't
that is
we?
correct, yes.
And then lastly, state's evidence 51.
This is the capsules that were received from the other bottle, indicating 18.6 grams. That is the property and evidence receipt for the weight that was entered into property.
And that's the associated amount, the 28 pills that were left in the parsley bag?
Correct.
Okay. Parsley bottle, apologize. No further questions, Your Honor.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, so you were called out to the residence, to be clear, on April 21st of 2019, correct? Or was it April 2nd?
April 2nd, 2019.
Okay, so you were called out to go out there. You go in. Initially, when you get there, there's a bunch of stuff pushed up next to the door of the closet. Is that correct?
The room was found as it was photographed, and there were quite a bit of items on the floor, yes.
So you had to move it in order to even open the door to get into the closet to photograph the box?
That's fair.
Okay. So the box is in the upper right-hand corner of the closet, correct?
Yes,
You photographed it before you even went into it. Do I have that right?
correct.
After you got it, you pulled it down, opened it up, and you collected and tagged the items that were inside it, correct?
I did.
Did you take fingerprints also?
From which item?
Either of the bottles?
No, sir.
DNA swabs?
No, sir.
Okay, all you did is photograph, for lack of better words, tag it, bag it, weigh it, and submit it, correct?
That is correct. It was preserved for further processing. It was not my charge at that time to do any processing.
Okay. And were you familiar with the type of case this was and why you were called out?
I was given a brief description of the case. It was an ongoing investigation that I had not been previously involved with.
Okay. So you didn't know that this case initially started a full almost 5 months before, going all the way back to December of 2018?
I was aware that it was an ongoing investigation.
Okay. All right. 1 second, please. And to be clear, you were advised that this box had been found and handled by Kimberly Mobley, correct?
I can't say that I was advised of that, no, sir. I don't have an independent recollection of being advised that.
Okay, when you got there, who told you it was there?
The homicide detective that was on scene.
Okay, so you were called there by the homicide detective and not by the family or anything else saying that this was found?
Correct.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor?
No further questions, Your Honor.
That's it. Good to see you, ma'am. Have a good rest of your day.
Oh, you too.
All right, members of the jury, we're going to take a break. Please remember, don't discuss the case among yourselves or each other. Don't do any independent research. It's 3:16. Let's come back at 3:40, and we'll go from there. Nice break. Jury's outside our presence. You guys can have a seat. I still have counsel of the state defense and Mr. Quiles present. Mr. Skinner, you look like you want to say something.
Just advise the court, we do have two, what our phrase now is two Billy Browns, who will be short witnesses, and then we have we think a fairly lengthy witness. It's just to advise the court, if we have time, we do believe. I know the fourth witness for the next session is also very, very short. It's a custodian of records. And we also have an FDLE firearms analyst and route, fairly short. So 5 total witnesses, 1 lengthy, 3 very short, 1 medium. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I don't know if the lengthy one's going to.
Yes, sir.
How lengthy's like landfill lengthy?
No, sir.
I'm going to start calling it.
I don't believe that lengthy. But it is SS.
Yeah, I understand. I get the substance of that.
Just to tell the court, that's what we have left for the afternoon.
What is she in excess of an hour?
It really depends on the cross. They're nodding yes. So
Yeah.
both of us, I would say, a full hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and it may be wise to get as many Billy Browns in evidence
We're
as
doing
possible.
yes, sir. We're doing 2 short ones for sure. First, because they're here.
I mean, it's a Friday. I understand that. I'm trying to like you guys are. If we can rest everything by Tuesday, I think we're in decent shape for next week. But other than that,
If we get through 2 or 3 of these short ones plus SS, I think we're still on what we believe to be.
I think it's gonna be tough to fit SS in. I don't want to keep. I mean, it's Friday to keep them past 5 o'clock. It's gonna be tough.
Yes, sir. We do intend on calling her back for the weekend. We'd like to call her. And there's
I'm not going to keep them here till 6:30, 6
Yes, sir.
o'clock.
we
And so if that's the case, you guys need to be prepared to shorten your testimony because I'm not going to do that to the jury.
You said 3:40 for when we start?
Yes.
So if we have her on by 4, we believe we could be finished close to 5 o'clock that hour.
Well, they said in excess of an hour.
This depends on how far you guys go.
And it's
Yes,
a
sir.
Friday.
We
It's been a
understand.
long week for those people.
Right. We get it.
Yeah, I know it's been a long week for everybody. I understand that as well. I'm just, my job's to think of them.
Yes, sir.
I just don't want to keep them. And it's a Friday rush hour. It's at some point they're going to lose attention span as well. You guys know that as well as anybody.
Sure.
But I understand the position you're in, given the type of witness she is. I comprehend that.
Well, maybe the shorter ones might even be shorter than Billy Brown.
That may be a pretty wise scenario. Maybe we'll have a new nickname after today. But that may be a pretty good idea. 5 minutes here or there is going to save you some time. So we'll be in recess. See you guys at 3:40.